We're now at our last stop in public history in New York City for tonight. We could spend the whole night going all over the 22 miles of Manhattan Island, but for this last segment, I'm going to step away from the camera. 9/11, the financial district, World Trade Center, all those names mean different things to different people. To start with the history of this section of New York City is to go all the way back to the beginning of America when Alexander Hamilton, down on Wall Street, a few blocks from here, started the Bank of New York. Federal Hall is down there where George Washington took the oath of office, and you can visit both the Stock Exchange down on Wall Street and Federal Hall as part of public history. Alexander Hamilton started the Bank of the United States, which became the instrument for redeeming the debt of the American Revolution and putting the new republic on a strong financial footing. All began just a few blocks from here. Wall Street, which has become synonymous with the stock market, has different origins for its name. Some say the name began with the wall built to keep Indians and wild animals out of this new fledgling city. Others say it was to keep back tidal waters. Whatever the reason, until the 1830s, most of New York only existed from this lower part of Manhattan up until 14th Street, less than a mile away. What changed all that was the Erie Canal that brought trade down the Hudson and up the Hudson all the way to Lake Erie, to Canada and Chicago, which turned Manhattan into a financial center. During the Gilded Age, names such as Carnegie, Rockefeller, Vanderbilt made their names, invested in New York, overtook the banks, and later on created such public works as Carnegie Hall to help share the wealth with New Yorkers. There are museums north of here where you can publicly experience that part of our history. But as our last stop of the night, I want to focus on what's in front of us. The 9/11 Memorial. In front of you, you see there are two pools, reflective pools, where two towers once stood. The Twin Towers, which are part of the financial center of World Trade, were first erected in 1973, and at the time were the largest, most tallest buildings in America, only to be replaced by the Sears Tower in Chicago a few years later. But you could go to the top of the observation deck and see almost clear to the other end of Manhattan Island when you were there. We are standing just a few feet from the National September 11 Memorial Museum, a museum that does more than chronicle the events of the morning of September 11th. It celebrates American ingenuity that helped put up the towers. It celebrates American bravery that helped get many people through that tragic day. For the last bit of this report, I want to pivot and show you the Freedom Tower that rises in the shadow of this holy ground. The colorful lights in front of me are the base of the Freedom Tower. Let me show you just how high this goes up. And for record, you can actually visit and go to the observation deck of the highest structure in Manhattan Island. Thank you for visiting with me today and getting a taste of public history of New York City.